Welcome to the WBC Arena. They've been talking the talk. It's now time to walk the walk. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
It's time for our tale of the tape. And getting ready to fight here, Alexander Usyk, 6'3" and 198-centimeter reach. And they'll be facing Tyson Fury, a massive man both in height and reach, 206 centimeters tall and 216 centimeters with the reach.
Oh my goodness, look at the reach difference there. That reach is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with, because if that jab is used and that right hand is followed, there is going to be a problem tonight.
Alexander Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion and heavyweight champion of the world, fighting out of Ukraine. Here we have Tyson Fury, 20 years old, nicknamed the Gypsy King. He's perfect with an 8-0 record. A lot of people really high on this young heavyweight.
Just take note, Todd. Check out the reach. Check it out.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, here is the Olympic gold medalist from Ukraine, an undisputed cruiserweight world champion, and a unified heavyweight champion of the world.
All the talking has been done. It's time to start doing the walking.
Thank you, Todd. You know what? Outside, it's hot. Right. Inside, it's roasted.
No doubt about it. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Oh, and he caught him with a left hook. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Did you see the nerves of the fighter stepping into the ring, Todd? It can tell you so much about a fighter. And then look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
That jab misses. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
You're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Big swing and a miss with the hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. My name is Todd Grisham, and next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me this.
Alexander Usyk. Here we have Tyson Fury. He's undefeated 8-0 with 7 wins by knockout. A lot of people think this guy can be a future heavyweight title contender. Let's see what he's got.
Todd, can you spot the reach difference? Can you spot it? Look at that.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, here is the Olympic gold medalist from Ukraine, an undisputed cruiserweight world champion, and a unified heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time, touch glove. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. We block that jab. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Nice counter punch right up the middle. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight. The fans are on the edge of their seats.
So hot, so heated, there's a roof on here, you don't understand it. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're getting on the wrong side of a beating, this can be hellfire on you.
There's a counter shot. Nice counter. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
The straight right just misses. Misses with the straight left. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
A perfect counter lands. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. I promise you, all 3 judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
You can't leave it.
And there's the bell to start round 2. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. Couldn't land that jab. Missed with that jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Fighter willing to slow down. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Tyson Fury just got buzzed. His eyes don't look good. Body language is bad. He could go down. I thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he... And there's the bell to start round 3. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Nope, that hook won't score. He misses with that straight left. Punch, counter punch. It's obvious who the bigger, stronger fighter is. Let's see if they use it to their advantage.
Never gonna happen. If you've got a good jab, you've got a good reach. I know. Nobody could ever get past that jab.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
And he scores with the counter. Missed with that jab. Good counter punch. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last. And there's the bell to start round 4. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Jab can't find a home. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Nope, that hook won't score. Knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Beautiful counter punch. Punch, counter punch. Counter. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Time for the 5th round. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That jab doesn't score. He threw a punch and just got countered. That jab won't score. This is a high-octane battle. Beautiful counter shot. For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Good defense to block the hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that lap. Let's start the sixth. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. It just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
A perfect counter shot. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Counter punch caught him clean. That counter shot lands. Nice counter. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk. There's the bell to start round 7. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
The jab just got blocked. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
respect for each other's punching power. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Jab does not score. There's a counter shot. Misses with the straight left. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecard. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in the... There's the bell to start round 8. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
They both want a knockout, you can tell. And they figure out the combination to this safe.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That jab doesn't score. Stamina is off the charts. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Alexander. Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter shot. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
You don't want to trade shots. Missing with the hook. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice job by him to block that jab. Beautiful counter shot. There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Misses with the jab. he scores with the counter. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that. We've made it to round 10. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
These two were made for each other. They exchange punches. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That left hook just missed. He blocks the uppercut. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Usyk! Three judges agree.